It is the ChairShot Podcast coming to you on this somewhat festive Sunday evening. Very newsworthy wrestling week to chat about. We've got some festive topics to do, some festic? Oh, I'm hungover. Let me just say it right here. Let's just get that over and done with. I'm a little, I'm struggling a little bit here. Baby, it's festive season, which means I had my festive pints and I'm not feeling great, baby.
Both of them at the same night.
I was just drowning my sorrows because John Cena lost. I'm a little bit. I'm having a very rare 8 p.m. kind of monster here because I just desperately need that surface level, not at all helpful jolt of energy.
Yeah, Barry is today the human embodiment of a T-shirt that says "Don't talk to me until I've had my wakey juice," with a picture of police officer Lou from The Simpsons on it.
I wish it was as cool as having police officer Lou. Although I'd say Minion, it's not really Minions anymore, is it? I feel like what is in those images?
It'll be Luigi from the movie.
Super Mario doing his "oh no, I took damage" face with the caption that says, "This is how your email finds me." That's how I'm feeling right now. We got a loaded show. Obviously, a lot of stuff to talk about. Before we get into the wrestling, let's talk about do a little life guff here. Let's talk about our what festive activities we've been getting up to. Obviously, I was on the Christmas beers last night. I had a great time. Very festive. Everyone was full of cheer and whatnot.
Very nice.
Have you boys been up to any festive activities? Any holiday treats for us to talk about from the week?
I have. Friday. Been a very busy week. I'll be like work. It was kind of the last busy week of work. We had to get something out, so that was on Thursday. We had a big presentation to the client, and that was like, right, fucking hell, we're done with that. So Friday was like, okay, I can relax. I can finally, my shoulders can untense now that that's done. So we went. There was a local kind of winter wonderland knockoff in our local park. It's a big. When I say local park, it's like a huge park. It's not like it's swing set. They had a kind of winter wonderland thing that we'd had a leaflet put through the door, and it was like discounts for local residents kind of thing. I'm like, oh, okay, let's go and see that. So I booked mini golf. They had a little mini golf thing. So we had to rearrange it a couple of times for various reasons. Finally got to do it on Friday, went along. I did get worked a little bit because the Winter Wonderland, it was just the usual travelling fun fair, but they put Winter Garden logos around the outside, and they had a load of those shitty fucking tatty log cabins selling homemade, brooches or whatever.
Lovely.
And it's always just a load of crap. And then a couple of other things, but we did do the mini golf. It was a bit chaotic. There were literally no staff there at all, apart from we managed to catch one guy as we were going in, and he was like, "Oh, you're here for the golf?" We said, "All right, there you go. There's your balls. just grab a club." We were like, "Oh, okay, fine." Lots of kids in there, which, as you know, is awful because children will not behave anymore. I swear. I know it's just getting older, but I swear kids weren't this bad in the pot. Like they just do whatever they want. There's literally.
I mean, Joe, 15 years ago when I broke a water pistol, people said I was crazy.
He
was ahead of my time.
He was ahead of his time. Yeah, kids running around everywhere. We're trying to do the golf, and the people in front of us are taking forever as well, which didn't make sense. But what we did, we just kind of skipped to the next hole. We basically did them all out of order and this little thing. So it was very fun. The only thing was this mini golf. I don't know who built it, but it was the hardest mini golf you've ever encountered. Like, it was just impossible. You just you're smashing this ball as hard as you can to try and get it up a chute, down another chute, and then into a hole. So we kind of just didn't score it properly. We just got there. But yeah, it was fun. After that, we went to McDonald's. my favorite Scottish restaurant.
McDonald's review
with it. But they've got a Grinch menu, as we discussed last week.
Yeah.
The Grinch is the new kind of the heel, the big villain that they're branding everything around. So they've got this Grinch meal, which mostly it's a normal meal, to be honest. The only difference is the fries come with Grinch salt, which is a pickle flavored salt that you shake in a bag with the fries.
I was going to say, if it's Grinch themed, shouldn't it taste like shit? But I suppose, well, like, it
did. They, you know what? They delivered on the Grinch salt. I don't mind a pickle flavouring. Yeah, they weren't very nice though. Luckily, they did accidentally give us a third portion of fries, which I was able to eat untouched by Grinch salt. So that was nice. So I had 2 fries. Big fat bastard that I am. So I had that. It did include a free pair of socks, Grinch themed socks, which I have to say were very, very nice. I didn't wear those on Friday.
I've seen the socks.
I did put a little picture on Instagram. Yeah, very good quality socks. So I was pleased with that. There was also a Grinch frozen lemonade, which was a kind of melon flavored lemonade, which was actually quite nice. It was quite sort of quite tart, but I enjoyed that. And then a Grinch pie as well, which was cranberry and custard, which was fine. Yeah, it was decent. Didn't mind it. Worst part of the meal was, and we've discussed this on the podcast before, the Big Mac. Now, I think call the Big Mac the Triple H of burgers.
Right.
It's the Triple H of burgers. It's the most overrated burger in history, right? It's just not. It's not any good, but somehow it's at the top of the totem pole, even though it's shit. So my biggest problem with the Big Mac is, as soon as you take one bite, the whole thing falls apart. Everything fell out of the burger the first bite. It was ridiculous. Also, I don't eat them very obviously. I hardly ever have them, but this burger was about as big as my thumb. Like, I couldn't believe how small this burger was. I took it out. It was like this little tiny burger. Little bite. I was like, this is not a Big Mac. This is a small Mac, if anything. So yeah, apart from that, it was good. I then did go to McDonald's again today.
Oh, wow.
Not intentionally, but we were out and about in the shops, and I was incredibly hangry. And I was like, I'm going to eat. And McDonald's was the only option. So we went in and, the old prices. Damn, I tell you. I got a £5 meal deal, which includes a double cheeseburger, nuggets, drink and fries. That wasn't too bad.
Okay, that's pretty good.
That's a good deal. But when I saw the price, I was thinking maybe, if I'd get like a chicken burger or Filet-O-Fish or something. I looked at it. £4.75 for a Filet-O-Fish.
On its own?
Yeah.
Just on its own. Not even the meal. The meal was like £7.50 for the meal. I could not believe my eyes. I was ready to walk out of there, and then I saw the £5 meal deal, and I was like, okay, that's not too bad. But yeah, I guess I haven't taken notice of the problem. We don't go so often. We go every like couple of months maybe to McDonald's. So I haven't really noticed the prices creeping up as much. And like the Grinch thing was more expensive because it's like a limited edition. So I was like, okay, fine. I couldn't believe it. You're looking at like a normal burger, like £4, £5, £6 without the meal. They are taking the absolute piss. Like, it is a joke. So anyway, that's my McDonald's. It was still good. It was still, it's McDonald's, but the prices are pushing me. They're really.
Did I talk about the other week where, along the lines of your burger review, Joe, there was a fella in front of me in a McDonald's complaining that the burger wasn't as big as it was in the
80s.
ads.
Oh, in the ad.
The ad. He goes, "You're scamming me. It's a scam."
Scamming me.
I'm like, sit down and eat your fucking burger.
Yeah. I know. Like, I feel like it's everyone knows it's like proper water cooler talk. Everyone knows that everything is more expensive now than it was before. And yet there's still people who have to act shocked and then make it like the minimum wage workers problem that oh God. I mean, you're not wrong, but like it's just that means of going about it.
I do like a Big Mac, but I don't, as you guys know, get a load of vegetables and slop on it. Give me the burger, put a bit of ketchup on it. That's all I need. So
yeah,
that does make it even smaller than I guess you're feeling. So I did have a KFC this week, which was very nice.
Was it good?
It's very good, very good. Boneless meal.
Nice.
There's also a good mini golf in Acton Park. I don't know if you've played there, Joe.
I have not.
And obviously not on your side, London, out Chiswick direction. But
Right.
when I was stranded in London, after all, in 2023, I did go for a game of mini golf.
Oh, nice.
In Acton, and it was very, very nice. Nice little course. I did my Christmas shopping this week. So my Christmas shopping is done. But I have not bought wrapping paper yet. I'm too lazy. I also had my final 2 blinds put in the kitchen. So now all the windows have blinds. And I've been watching a bit of, people talk about pro wrestling and all this shite. I've been watching the real sport of the people. It's the darts.
Oh, yeah. Dartsmith.
The darts is back for Christmas. They're not using the Dartsmith branding this year, unfortunately, which I loved. Last year, it was football Dartsmith. So, they had all the fun, all the darts. This year, it's just Merry Sky Sportsmith. Fuck that is.
That's rubbish.
So I am watching the darts. My family do an annual darts pool where we all throw a $5 in, we distribute all the players up and hopefully win the money back. But I did get little Luke Littler this year, so fingers crossed. It'll bring me back to 20 quid. But yeah, so already been some fun upsets in the darts. One fella went on a weird rant about gravy. He didn't like gravy. And so it was like a wrestling promo where the crowd were booing because he was not fond of the gravy on his Christmas dinner.
Good Lord.
But the darts.
How you can eat dry Christmas dinner without any gravy on it? Fucking hell.
Yeah.
That's painful.
I do the sloppy steak from I Think You Should Leave. That's my Christmas dinner. Don't pour that water on your dinner, Paul. That's been basically it for me. I'm still working, and I will be still working next week. I think I talked about this situation, right, where I'm actually, since Thursday, have officially been on holidays, but I work 2 full days, Thursday and Friday. So I will get those days back in the new year. And I'll also get the benefit of the favor that I can cash in, which is more important in some cases than holidays, is remember now I can get that. But that is about it for my life. What about your Cheryl Barry? You had your outing. Anything else?
No, that was pretty much it for me as well. I am donezo with work, which is spectacular.
Nice.
I was kind of doing my maths there a couple of weeks ago, how much leave I had left over.
Yeah.
I was kind of expecting the worst because I hadn't really looked at that kind of part of my system at work for a while. So with the wedding and stuff, I was like, I'm not expecting that much, but I had plenty. So donezo with the work. So a lot of relaxing, a lot of sleeping. Well, then I have a little midweek getaway next week because it's the festive season. Santa Claus has brought the C2 to the Great British shores. Which is we're going to talk about AEW, the previous week of television later on in this show. But we do have a card for Manchester. I think he's looking pretty good. Joe, of course, we're going to be there. You and I are going to be there.
I'm going to be there, brother.
We're going to be reporting.
I'll be there as a spirit.
Dropping the big elbow, brother.
There's going to be elbows dropped. And I will say that I think it's a 3-hour affair. Because they're doing like Dynamite and an hour of College on that. So C2 matches. We got Moxley versus Roderick Strong. We've got Kyle Fletcher versus Pac Bebe, yes, please. I'll take a little bit of that if I do say so myself. Mascara Dorada versus Orange Cassidy. Monet, Athena, Shafir, and Bane versus the Babes of Wrath and the Timeless Love Bombs in 8-woman tag action. Contract signing for the 3-way pay-per-view. I don't know about that. 6-man tag for a bajillion quid. The Elite versus Okada.
Another one of them million quid matches. Tony Khan.
Takeshita.
It's funny how he gives out $1 million, which is far bigger than the gate of the show. I mean, I think that's...
I think this is... I do love in the graphic, though. It says, winner takes all trios match, $1 million, parentheses, 750,000 British pounds, which is a nice touch. I do like that. And the AEW tag titles are on the line. FTR versus Juice and Austin Gunn. And also the MGF is coming back Battle Royal for the ring, which is basically what that is. I think it's looking pretty good. Joe, you feeling good about it? I think it's looking like another strong episode of TV. For them.
I think it'll be very, very good. Can't wait for it. Trying to work on some Christmas themed songs from it there. I don't know. You got Walking in a Winter Wonderland. You got, I don't know if you could do something to the tune of Merry Christmas Everybody or something like that. I don't know. I'm quite nailed it yet, but
the Welsh did well with Walking in a Briscoe Wonderland.
That was good. Yeah,
that was good.
Yeah, I don't know, but it should be good. It should be. It's going to be their biggest. It's going to be bigger than most of their pay-per-view crowds. Really, probably the third, fourth biggest, fifth. Well, top 5 maybe of the year. So
it looks like it's rolling up against the Sellout. Yeah, one of their better shows of the Wales show. I think was on. That was a smaller building than this Manchester one, but that was sold out. Really great atmosphere in that one. So ending the year nice and strong. Looks like their New York stuff as well is also picking up a bit of momentum. So hopefully they're trending in the right direction. But yes, we will be reporting from the scene there next week for that one, and we're going to talk about the preceding week of television for AEW shortly.
Yes.
On the subject of Wales, I suppose before we go on, they out of nowhere they did a Dark taping before the Welsh show there.
Merry Darkmas.
AEW Dark stocking stuffer, which I guess this will be on YouTube. This is airing on Tuesday.
Correct.
So you've got the Death Riders, which is Pac, Yuta, and Moxley versus Nathan Cruz and the Grizzled Young Veterans. So Nathan Cruz still kicking about. The Grizzled Young Veterans employed by this company. I mean, I similarly had a similar kind of, I guess they're still kicking around reaction when I saw their name. Haven't seen them in fucking donkey's years. We also had Marina Shafir versus Isla Dawn. Orange Cassidy, Roderick Strong, and Dorada versus Mark Andrews and the two Kid Lycosses. So, I mean, this is a very AEW Dark feeling card. This is not just some matches they taped that they called AEW Dark. This is a very dark feeling card. So that's nice. I wonder if they're I don't know, dipping their toe for potential,
bringing it back,
a comeback. Yeah, I mean, I think the rub there is just that they tape Ring of Honor before the shows mostly, so they don't have that's why they don't really do Dark anymore.
It's an idea.
They've been that.
Ring of Honor, replace it with AEW Dark as its own developmental brand. Tony, come on.
I didn't watch the Ring of Honor pay-per-view, and I didn't hear from very many people who did. I think it's one thing for like, oh well, the pay-per-views are good, so I don't really care about the TV. I think that novelty is worn off. I think they need to do something with that show. I also think I will struggle to ever get back into the Ring of Honor TV if they are taping it before Dynamite. It just feels like WWF metal. It just feels like such like low tier programming. You know, it doesn't feel like its own self-contained thing. It just feels like the Jabronis
Good
hour.
God, Shane Taylor Promotions versus Skyflight. This is like something from 2022. I'm looking at this, like Anthony Ogogo is on there against the Martins and Scorpio Sky. Like, come on. This is like outrageous.
The card for the pay-per-view was such a very random amount. Now, the Bandito match, there was an injury, so they had to... But other than that, I mean, the card is so thrown together. I mean, it's so thrown together. Eddie Kingston, Josh Woods, that was added like 2 days before the show, stuff like that, you know. So it doesn't feel like the... enthusiasm is there. But yeah, Dark making a brief comeback this past week. Before we move on to our other segments, I suppose the big news of the last 24 hours was going to be the retirement of John Cena, which is of course not really a shock. We knew that was coming. He's on the whole year-long retirement tour, same as Tanahashi. But the conversation around that has been superseded by yet another Paul Levesque fumble. Here, I mean, I find this topic quite interesting because us here and this pod, obviously we don't watch WWE and we've no interest in it and all this other stuff.
I did watch the show last night though.
I didn't watch the show. I watched the last like 3 minutes of the match, and just to see the offending finish that got everyone so up in arms, and I thought it was fine. Dare I say I liked it. I can't remember if it was on this podcast or or on stream the other week where I was talking about this, but I liked when Danielson's quote unquote retirement was being like killed by the Death Riders, and that was and they didn't do the cliche ceremony of having him do the big tearful goodbye. I liked Cena not only losing but tapping out. You know, I'm a fan of the story of it. Just the guy who went, because like so much of his career is wrapped up in the idea of him doing all the house shows and the Make-A-Wish and on the road all the time. I like the idea of the guy just couldn't go anymore, and he was against this beast, and the beast took him down. I guess that is not what their audience wanted, it seems. So I mean, I'm in two minds between thinking like, oh, I just don't get what you people want out of wrestling, versus going, yeah, but I enjoy watching Triple H squirm, so if you guys want to be annoyed, that's great. And he can do his shitty little smarmy, I'm actually not bothered by this reaction at all, when he quite obviously is. He can do that all he wants. So obviously rattled by it. Yeah, what did you make of it?
I'm just looking forward to 2026, by the way. Now that Cena, sorry. Paul, you talk about John Cena, and then we'll look at what happens post-Cena. That's what I'm interested in.
Well, let me clarify first the reason why I watched this show, because I've been a vocal anti-WWE, hater the last while. So, Paul, what happened? Why are you suddenly sitting down to watch an entire WWE show, not just the main event? My brother wanted to watch it. Okay. So I said, fuck it. Go on. I have reservations about the finish of the Cena match, but less so in isolation, but more so as a microcosm of WWE and this show, right, in totality. So, opening match was, let me think back, Obafemi and Cody. Mm-hmm. If you don't know the finish of that one, I'd give you one guess and you'd be correct. A run-in DQ finish on this show of all shows. On the show of all shows, where you're getting the young people in front, getting them over.
All the matches were NXT people against main roster people, weren't they?
NXT versus the main people for the most part. So they in the opening match of the show as well. Opening match of John Cena's last match, shitty. Drew McIntyre runs in DQ, and then the two lads are facing each other, and I'm thinking, Cody's going to go, you know what, Obi, I don't know what he called him, Obi Trice, real name, no gimmicks. He says, you know what, Oba, 5 more minutes. Let's do this. No, Drew McIntyre interfered. Sorry, that's the end of it. So Obafemi had a decent show, I would say, but I think better there would have been Cody beats him, and they do the look. You're the future. Good fight. Handshake. Raise the hand. Non-finish, bit shitty. Then you have Bayley, Sol Ruka. Sol Ruka hits Bayley with the finish. Doesn't get the pin because Bayley's too close to the ropes. And they immediately do a roll-up where Sol Ruka wins anyway. You don't have to protect Bayley.
Well, yeah.
Beat Bayley with her finish.
At this stage of her career against, Sol Ruka, a young
Sol Ruka hits her with the finish, doesn't win, and 10 seconds later beats Bayley with a roll-up. Just have her pin her. Just have Bayley. What's wrong? And then Bayley, Barry and Joe, you guys, your all-time favorite spot. Bayley says,
she got me.
Yeah, got me, kid.
Oh, God.
So again, I would have had Sol Ruka just beat Bayley.
Yeah, of course.
Then you had Leon Slater, the one wrestler that I'm a little bit jealous isn't under AEW house or he and Brian Alvarez's best mate and a wrestler who I consider really overrated, Javon Evans, against Dragon Lee and AJ Styles. Some good stuff here. They weren't on the same page the whole time. It was a decent match, but this was the match I think of all the matches on the show where the young guys got to shine, got to do their moves, and then in the end got beaten by the more experienced wrestlers. No problem with that. That match perfectly fine. R-Truth and Miz segment in Check Swatch 2025.
Yeah.
R-Truth and Miz segment and leads to a Joe Hendry appearance. How is the steam still going on Joe Hendry? My God. I thought his shelf life would have ended a year ago. Still doing Joe Hendry bit. And then you come to the main event and keeping in mind we've already had one You Got Me Kid finish. Gunther has Cena in the sleeper Cena, and look, I'll give the caveat here of, I understand the finish was, it's the end of Cena's career. Cena realized, I got nothing left here. I got nothing left in the tank, not only in terms of the match, but in terms of career. I understand that, right?
Yeah.
But from the point of view of being interested in a specific match and following the match and feeling the emotion of the match, when Gunther gets Cena in a sleeper and Cena doesn't really like sell, like, to use maybe an unfair comparison, because I'm gonna compare him directly to the person who like sells those who's the best currently.
Right.
When Moxley is caught in a sleeper that he cannot escape from, he's grabbing at them. His arms are flailing. He's trying to reach for any imaginary rope or item that's going to free him. Cena would just kind of sit there in a sleeper. He'd get up, Gunther on his back, would drag him back down. Cena just kind of sit there. Like, it wasn't exactly, in terms of the struggle of being in the sleeper for so long, it wasn't exactly Bret and Steve Austin in the sharpshooter, minus the blood, I didn't exactly get the feeling that Cena was in a lot of peril. He just was, he wouldn't sell really the sleeper. He would just sit in it and then get up and sit in it and get up and sit in it and get up and sit in it and get up. And then eventually he got the goofy little John Cena grin on his face.
Yeah.
You got my kid. And a little soft little tap. Which to me, again, I understand what they were going for. I feel like if you're going to have Gunther be John Cena's last opponent, you tell more story that's Gunther goes over strong.
Yeah.
I think in their mind, Cena tapping to Gunther was that, but the way they did it was much more of a Cena. It almost
it's about Cena, not about
Cena. It almost to me was closer to Bully Ray going, "Come on, Hardy boys, chuck me through this thing."
Oh, God, did we talk about that by the way of walking? Jesus Christ almighty.
But it was more conceptually more that kind of thing where I would have preferred to have just seen a match where Cena, and maybe the problem was that there was no real motivation from a storyline point of view for Cena to win his last match. There was no title on the line, or no reason for him to win.
Gunther just won a stupid tournament as well. The tournament was such a stupid, lazy idea for his last match. I think of how much fun you could have had with like just Gunther just challenging him because I'm Gunther, I've beaten everyone, I'll demolish you, and could have done something interesting like that.
I do think that's one of the problems from my point of view. I don't want to be too harsh because I do think the match was broadly very good. I think the problem for me was there were no stakes to the match. It wasn't, Cena's career wasn't on the line. Cena was retiring.
No, of course.
He was retiring. He was retiring. And so what was the motivation for Cena to fight through the sleeper? What was the motivation for Cena to, why did he want to win? What was at stake? And so he just kind of sat there in the sleeper, eventually gave up. I would have liked to him to have, been clawing his way to the rope, clawing his way to drag him back.
Yeah.
And he looks up to the crowd. The crowd, no, don't give up, Cena. He maybe looks, calls the child's in the crowd, looks them in the eyes. Maybe we're bordering into NXT over,
but I don't know.
Like Cena, like in his face, saying to the crowd, "I'm sorry, I can't go on like that." 20 times. It was a little self-satisfied, the little smug little smile on Cena's face, a little tap, as opposed to it being he's tapping because he's
in pain, he's suffering.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, I would say I'm somewhat surprised at myself in the sense that I kind of liked it, even though like it's the exact type of thing I usually hate. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
I'm sure done both in WWE and even when it creeps into AEW, we've done tons of conversations about that constant over the top faces and yelling the story at the audience and making things so obvious, like him being at peace, like he have to. But it's also though I think part of why I like it is because like that's just John Cena. That is his entire career has been completely kind of corny
in a place as well
and over the top and all this other stuff. I kind of liked it in that way, even though it's the type of thing I'm so completely over. But yeah, I do agree with you for the most part.
I think seeing all the reaction to people's childhoods really reaching this definitive endpoint.
Yes.
And it feels interesting to watch from the outside because I am someone who has never liked John Cena's work.
No.
I think we've had discussions going back to even maybe before this podcast actually started. I've always thought he was shit. Like I'm someone who's very into the execution of the moves and that kind of stuff. I don't disagree that he's had good matches or he's very good.
Of course, yeah.
Great.
His punches and his gurning face and the way he hits the ropes, I've always hated all that. So I haven't felt any real emotion about his career, I think. As a lot of people, as I said, their childhoods now, that's it. John Cena's been wrestling the whole time I can remember watching wrestling. Now he's gone.
Mm.
Maybe for us it's a little bit more, the feeling like we had like when Daniels hung it up or something like that.
Yeah. It's interesting because generally he's very well received across. And to be honest, he's not. There's a few things you criticize Cena about, like defending Vince a little bit after the
being a weird robot man,
just being a very weird man. But that's like
Yeah.
fine. He's a weird robot man. I can't dislike him for that. That's fine. But there's that kind of artificiality about him that like you think he does these things, but you never really believe what he's saying. To Paul's point, but he's not like a complete art. You know what I mean? He's not done things that you go, oh, he's despicable. He's just he's quite bland, if anything. But he has had great matches. He's had a good little run. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what to make of it. I think he's just that type of wrestler is never someone that I'm gonna connect with. You know what I mean? Like I didn't like Hogan as a kid because I thought he was just a pandering and like just so cheesy, you know. And I didn't like Cena. I was kind of like that sort of slight offbeat characters. But yeah, a lot of people obviously really appreciate him, and you know. Shame that the last year was a bit shit, but that's.
I mean, it's a complete fucking disaster. I mean, the heel run, where like the on-screen explanation for why he was turning face was, well, that was a big old pile of shit. Direct quote, John Cena, 2025. I mean, it's been a bad year for Levesque. I mean, in terms of his aura as the master booker, the chin stroking booking understander. It has absolutely not been a good job. With various other reasons as well, not just the Cena stuff, but most of the Cena stuff has been crap. I mean, it's been complete rubbish. And then this jabroni tournament, who gets to face John Cena in this last match? Will it be Dolph Ziggler? Will it be Zack Ryder? I was like, these people don't even have a career attachment to the man. Look, you couldn't get Edge, okay? Fair, like, you can't get Edge. Fair enough. I mean, you're always going to be hamstrung by that in certain regards, but it was a load of crap. I mean, he is really being found out, and I mean, the reaction was vociferous in the building. I mean, for Triple H specifically, the audience were really making sure that every single time it was him getting focused on the camera that he was getting booed.
Good.
So that was good.
You love to see it. I was kind of surprised that I was looking at WrestleTix and the event hadn't sold out. I think it got pretty much close to selling out by the end.
20,000-ish.
Yeah, I thought it was like an instant sell or like a 48-hour sellout, and it's been gradually ticking up. I was quite surprised by that. Contrast that with, of course, the real legend who's retiring in a few weeks, Mr. Tanahashi, who's sold, I think 3 times as many tickets as John Cena as his retirement. So anyway, but he could have had that kind of retirement. They could have done like a proper big. They don't. I don't know if they want to do that. It's not really WWE style. They rather spoil Collision in Cardiff by planning on a Saturday night than having that.
Well, I mean, I'm sure the Cena show will have had a higher gate than the Tanahashi show.
Probably. I mean, they're still charging a fucking grand to get in the door.
They could sell 3,000 tickets and do a high gate. Probably.
Yeah. They'd profit on with a collision.
A ticket,
yeah, with a collision-sized building, WWE would be in the money. But yeah,
and of course they did show Vince at the end.
And in the video package,
I ain't watching anymore. Good riddance.
Hope
you all die.
So yeah, that was the Cena thing, and we will see what comes next. Obviously, because it's kind of this current boom they're on has been very kind of slowly, gradually declining. I think it's been buoyed by the Cena thing. Now that he's gone, not only gone, but they pissed everyone off on his last night. I'm curious what comes next.
Yes, that's why I'm looking forward to 2026 and seeing kind of what happens with WWE, where they go for WrestleMania, obviously Cody as champion. Will Gunther be the challenger? Will it be
Roman
Punk?
Reigns again?
I mean, yeah, it's like, again, with Cena now gone, and a lot of the kind of the bloom is kind of off the road. I mean, Cody's still super popular, obviously, but like the novelty factor is kind of gone on that. I think if you already got a grumpy audience, and then it's like tune into the Saudi Rumble to see if you're getting Cody and Roman again. It doesn't sound great, does it? It doesn't fucking. It's but we'll see. I mean, look, I think I posted on Blue Sky earlier today. I think modern WWE fandom is more akin to supporting a sports team than the traditional. This wrestling show is taking a turn, so I'm going to go watch the other one. Mm-hmm. I don't think modern WWE fans think like that. I think they think this is my bloody club, and I ain't leaving. Baldy Levesque can leave. I was watching before he was even here. He's a bold forward, and I ain't leaving. I think they have that attitude. I don't think
it is very much like get rid of the manager sort of thing.
Yes, it is. That's what it's like. It's totally,
which was the same thing with Vince. Like, get him back. Shit, he don't know what he's doing.
Yeah,
get Levesque in. Levesque, shit, get Levesque back. He don't know what he's doing.
It's like I do not think these people are going to be racing and filling out their C2 bingo cards, and tabulating the points. But the key area where WWE is not like sports is doing this thing of, well, I'm going to keep watching because they don't get to run me off. It's okay, but they will then never ever change, and that was true during Vince. It's true for Triple H. It's certainly true during Nick Khan. I mean, Nick Khan has been so on the record about the ticket prices as well. It's like if you're still going, you will get no change at all. Why would they change? So I think they're going to be stuck in this infinite loop probably forever. But anyway, there's your WWE segment for the year. Yeah. We got some features. We got a fantasy update and a C2 update, and then a quiz as well for the listeners.
Do you want to give us the C2 updates, Joe?
I'll give you the older C2. It is very, very interesting because I think we had a few maybe unexpected results. For example, Claudio and Takeshita, the CMLL heavyweight champion versus the IWGP heavyweight champion, went to a draw, as was probably very predictable. But
yes, I think we knew that would be the champions.
Yeah, we didn't know that. Interesting, none of us went for a draw in this year's tournament. So
last year I predicted, I think, like 9 draws. So that's for the best.
So we both missed on that one. Speedball, of course, beating Kyle Fletcher.
That was an upset. And
then beating Kevin Knight as well, which I got wrong. I went for Kevin Knight. I thought Knight would be the one to get the little mini push, but they went with Speedball. Yeah. What else do we have? Moxley wrestle this week? Was that last week? No.
No, Moxley.
Okada Pac. Was that this week? Yeah. So anyway, the standings. Oh dear. Tied in second place, Barry and Joe with 9 points.
Okay.
But leading the board with 13 points is Mr. Paul Griffin.
I'm doing the delicacy.
13 out of 16, I believe, of 16 matches so far.
Yes.
So only 3 wrong, yeah. So me and Barry are not particularly well.
No.
Should have gone with the old coin toss method. I think that's yielded better results. Well done, Paul. I think it's going to be hard to catch Paul because there aren't that many.
I think so. There aren't that many
matches that we've got different opinions on. So it's now between me and Barry for second, I think. So there we go. That's your C2. Still quite a lot of matches to go. I mean, the pay-per-view's in like a week and a half.
2 weeks, yeah.
Yeah, and we've got like quite a few matches left.
Yeah.
So we'll see. They'll probably cram them all in next week.
Absolutely.
The winter is coming card is starting to come together, and I forgot, of course, the semis on the same night as well. So the semis and the main will all be on the pay-per-view. So yeah. Thanks, Joe. Paul, Fantasy League? Question mark?
Yes. Speaking of battling it out for second place, it's very exciting because throughout the week, Joe and myself are trading second place back and forth, match to match, and show to show and match to match. Joe currently 4 points out in front, 967 to 963. I did have the Mike Bailey 5 point bonus. as did Barry for Kyle Fletcher.
Yes, actually, I didn't check the Observer. I knew the second that was over.
5.25 stars.
Wow.
Which we'll talk about. Very deserving of it. But Joe did have the benefit of 2 Swerve Strickland wins and a Mercedes Moné TNT title defense, which meant that Joe scored 14 for the week and I scored 18, but that was only enough to drag me back to within 4. Barry's still way out in front. Barry scoring let me count it again, 33 for the week only this week.
Nice.
Continuing to kick our ass. That's with Willow's title win, Joe's defense over Eddie Kingston, Hangman winning, Kyle
Fletcher winning, and the points.
Yada yada yada. You know, all that bollocks. So 2 weeks left, and we'll see. Did no one?
Because we're going to try who's left. I suppose Harley would have been a good get, but I suppose pretty late in the game this one came about.
Yeah.
Thanks, Paul. As always, one brief other news note. You mentioned the Mercedes thing. Layla Gray injured, it seems, after that Mercedes match. I think she just posted earlier today. So the AEW injured roster grows by 1. Obviously, the company getting pretty rocked with the injuries. It seems like an ACL, which is a nasty thing to be dealing with. But do we have a quiz for the week?
We do have a little quiz. After we just spent 10 minutes burying the poor cunt, we've got a John Cena themed quiz. We've seen enough. So what I've done is I've taken a trivia fact from each year of John Cena's career. So I'm going to read out the piece of trivia, and all I want you to do is tell me in what year did that thing happen?
Okay.
Whatever it was. Okay, so very simple. It's going to be 1 point each. If you get it wrong, it does pass over. Obviously, the quiz does get easier because you'll know what years have already gone. So by the end, it should be fairly easy. Okay. So who wants to go first?
Why don't you go first, Paul?
Yeah, for sure. I can go first.
Okay, Paul's up first. Okay, so your first piece of trivia.
Yeah.
Wrestles the NXT champion in a match at Elimination Chamber. Wrestles the NXT champion in a match at Elimination Chamber. All I need is a year. Just a year that happened. So you can guess.
John
Cena's career.
Wrestles NXT champion at Elimination Chamber. I'll go 2016.
Barry, that's incorrect. Barry, do you want to try and steal?
I'm going to go 2015.
That is correct. 1 point to Barry. So yes, he wrestled Kevin Owens, who was still NXT champion at that point. Okay, over to you, Barry. Wrestles his first ever singles match against Roman Reigns.
Ooh. I don't think that would have happened in the Shield days. I could be wrong. I am going to say 21.
That is incorrect.
Dang.
Want to have a little guess?
Cena's first singles match against Roman Reigns. When might that have happened? Would they have had a random earlier one? Maybe on a random Raw or something like that. I'll say 20. I'll go 2016 again.
You're very, very close. It was actually 2017. No mercy. 2017. Reigns beat John Cena by pinfall. That was in the keeping Reigns strong era. Next one. So we are back to you, Paul. Wrestles in his first ever Hell in a Cell match. When did
Cena's first Hell in a Cell?
Cena's first ever Hell in a Cell match.
Let me think. I'm mixing him up with someone else now. 2007.
Incorrect. Over to you, Barry.
I think I know this one. Is it 09?
That is correct for a second point. Yes, it was, of course, the first ever
Pay-per-view.
Hell in a Cell. You mean the pay-per-view?
Yes.
2009 against Randy Orton.
Randall Keith Orton.
Yes, that is correct. So back to you, Barry.
Yeah.
Wrestles against Ric Flair in a tag match for the only time ever. So he did partner with Flair a few times, but only time he ever wrestled against Flair.
Against Flair in a tag match. I have no idea. I don't know why this is coming to mind. I gotta say, because I'm trying to think. I'm thinking that stupid time it was like him and Orton against the entire Raw roster. We go 08.
No. Do you want to have a guess, Paul? Any idea?
I'll say 07.
No, it was actually 2002.
Oh,
So
wow.
pre-WWE, OVW Spring Breakout.
Wow.
The Prototype, John Cena, and Sean O'Hare wrestled David Flair and Ric Flair
Wow.
in a tag team match. So yeah,
Ooh,
that was a
just
tricky
tape
one.
of that one.
That was a tricky one. Okay, back to you, Paul. Wrestles and loses his first singles match against Randy Orton. So first time he ever wrestled Randy Orton. What year was that?
Okay, well, my presumption would be that they might have crossed paths at OVW at some point. Again, I'm hoping this might be later than I would have thought. So I'll say 2007.
It's incorrect. Very. Have a guess.
05?
No, it's actually 2001.
Like Paul, I should have gone OVW.
Yeah.
Right, Paul, yeah.
It wasn't actually OVW. It was, as Prototype again.
UPW.
No, on the 4th annual Brian Pillman Memorial Show.
Oh.
Featured John Cena versus Randy Orton, which
Wow.
that's a hell of a trivia note there. Okay, next one. Back to Barry. Wins the Wrestling Observer Worst Match of the Year award for a no DQ match with John Laurinaitis at Over the Limit.
2012.
That is correct. 3 points. Well done, Barry. Back to you, Paul. Wins the World Tag Team titles with HBK.
That would have been 2000. Ooh, hang on. I mix up my ears. Ooh, 2007.
That's correct. 1 point. Yes. They defeated RKO. Rated RKO. Back to you, Barry. Wins his second Royal Rumble match by last eliminating Ryback.
Ryback. 2013?
That's correct. 4-1 to Barry. He's storming ahead here. Back to you, Paul. Wins his 10th world title. So that's all variants of the world title.
Oh, God.
Both variants, I should say.
Okay, so he's on 17 now. Somewhere in the middle, slightly past.
Yeah, oh, God.
We'll go. Is this for me, yeah?
Yes.
2014.
That's incorrect. Barry?
2010?
No, 2011.
11. Fuck. I knew it was around that time.
So I think that was 8 WWE title reigns and 2 World Heavyweight title reigns.
Sure.
He beat Miz and Morrison at Extreme Rules 2011
Yeah.
in a match that I don't believe happened, but apparently it did.
I remember that one.
That one. So back to you, Barry. Teams with Randy Orton in a 17-on-2 handicap match on Raw.
Did you say this is me?
Yes.
I believe this is 08.
That is correct. Yes. 5-1. Barry's storming ahead now. I'll just quickly give you the people they faced Brian Kendrick, Carlito, Charlie Haas, Cody Rhodes, D.H. Smith, Hardcore Holly, Jim Duggan, JBL, Lance Cade, Paul Burchill, Robbie, I guess, is that the Highlanders?
McAllister, yeah, the guy who went to Impact. Yeah.
Santino Morella, Snitsky, Super Crazy, Trevor Murdoch, Umaga, and Val Venus.
All the stars.
So anyone who moans about today's WWE must
yes, it's like
it could be worse. We lived through this.
Yeah.
Through this. Back to you, Paul. Stars as the character Fred's dad in the film Fred the Movie.
Okay.
We all remember Fred, don't we, folks?
We do. I'm afraid this is not one of the wrestling movies that I'm very familiar with. I'm trying to think YouTube-wise. Fred would have been popular end of the 2000s or early days of YouTube. Cena branching into movies with the Marine, legendary, again, around the same time. So I would think this might be Fred's movie. I do know that if you had asked me, like, in a separate quiz, who played Fred's dad, I would know it was John Cena. 2010?
That's correct, Paul. 6 points there. Now 5-2. And it's your question. No, Barry's question up next. Makes his pro wrestling debut in a handicap match against Jobbers Are Us. That is, of course, the team of Funky Billy Kim and Troubled Youth. We already knew that.
I've watched a surprising amount of Funky Billy Kim, I must say. He was an indie man of the early 2000s. I'm torn. I don't know if he was 99 or 2000. Let me go 2000.
That's incorrect.
Fuck.
Paul.
Give me the question again.
Makes his pro wrestling debut in a handicap match against Jobbers Are Us.
Okay, it's not 2017 then. That's my original guess. I'll say, debuts WWE 3 years. I'll tell you what, I'll say 98.
Oh,
it was 99. It was 99. Of course it was 99.
I was rolling the dice.
Oh, dear. But back to you, Paul. Loses to The Fiend in a Firefly Funhouse match.
Oh, Jesus. This was 2020.
That is correct. Pandemic era.
Yes, of course.
I think his only match of that year. Barry loses at WrestleMania to Austin Theory.
Ooh, baby. That wouldn't have been... Was it last year or the year before? I can't remember. Let me go... 2023.
That is correct. 6 points to 3. Back to you, Paul. Is stabbed in a nightclub by Carlito's bodyguard.
2004.
Yes.
That is correct. Yes. Back to Barry. Ended his engagement to fellow WWE star and Total Diva star Nikki Bella.
Nikki Bella.
So when did their engagement fall off?
God, I don't know. 2019?
Oh, that's incorrect. Paul?
2022.
Nah, that is incorrect. It was 2018. They got married the year afterwards.
Right.
Bit suspicious. Anyway. Back to you, Paul. Eliminated from the Royal Rumble by Shinsuke Nakamura.
Shinsuke Nakamura. 2018.
That's incorrect. We just had 2018. Also,
shit.
18 again.
Okay.
Barry, over to you.
I'm stupid.
17?
No, it was actually 2019.
Jeez, okay.
Year after, yeah. Back to you, Barry. Defeats the Big Show in Baghdad, Iraq. Solid as Iraq.
What years have been said? We go 05.
No, that's incorrect, Paul.
Which direction do I turn here? 04.
Oh, 2003.
We've had 04. You had 04. You just said 04.
You pay attention, Paul.
Are these all different years? Is that the gimmick?
Yes, that was the rules. Yeah, that's one of the rules.
I was eating a biscuit when he said it.
Oh, here comes
Now you know that, you'll probably catch up. Okay, back to Barry. Cena wrestles his last ever match in Ireland in a house show at the 3 Arena.
Okay, so it wouldn't have been this year because the 3 show was a TV taping this year. Oh, they usually do 2-3 arena shows a year. Would it have been this year? Maybe it would have been. Fuck. Let me go 24.
No.
Damn.
Paul.
Cena house show must have been way before. I have not been writing down what years we've said though, so I'm gonna guess 2012.
It was 2014.
Okay.
SummerSlam Island. He defeated Kane and Bray Wyatt, a triple threat.
Oh, I know. What a treat.
What a treat that was. Over to you, Paul. Defeats CM Punk at Night of Champions for the very first time.
Mm, 2025?
That is correct. Yes, it was this year. It was this year. So there we go. So you're back 6-5 in favour of Barry's.
Jesus, how has that happened?
It's tightening up.
Shit.
Considering
He didn't even know the rules. He didn't even know the fucking rules.
So we got 6 more to go. So Paul, this is your one. No, wait. Sorry, Barry, this is your one. Fucks. I missed one up. Sorry, I skipped a question there, so now I'm completely
void.
Completely. No, it's not. It's fine. It's actually fine.
It's better because of it.
It's actually, if anything, I think this quiz is better. So hang on, Barry's go.
More exciting.
Paul's go. The Barry's go. All right. So Barry, Cena enters the Guinness Book of World Records after granting 650 make-a-wishes.
I know this year's been guessed a couple of times, but I don't know if it's been right yet. 2016?
Incorrect. Paul?
I'm trying to remember what years we've said now, but I don't. Now my problem is I don't remember which of the years I said were wrong. I know they started talking about the Guinness in the last 10 years, so somewhere. We had 2020 for sure. 2021. 2022? Try that one again.
That is correct.
Oh,
Paul's tied up at 6-6, and it's his question.
Using all the brain power on this one.
Becomes the only ever wrestler to perform a song on the BBC show Top of the Pops.
God. Was this when Cena was in Take That briefly? I mean, when did his record come out? That area.
All right, Anthony Fantano, Jesus.
When did Cena release that? When did he drop that project? I want to say it was around 06.
Incorrect, Barry.
05?
That is correct. Oh, Barry's gone 7-6. And it's his question next. Beats AJ Styles for the first time in a one-on-one match. What year did that happen?
I'll go one more time. 2016.
That is correct. He's bloody pulled ahead 8-6. Back to you, Paul. Appears on his first WWE video game cover. Agadoo.
Do. Fresh pineapple.
Appears on his first.
As if Triple H would push a pineapple. First video game was so many video games. That's the problem. Was he on? God, I would have thought it must be 06.
That is correct. Yes. 8-7. So it's still tight. Barry appears nude on stage to present the Academy Award for Best Costume Design. And if you get this, you win. Appears nude on stage to present the Academy Award for Best Costume Design.
This is when he was doing his humiliation ritual that they make him do in Hollywood. The men all have to do that. Okay. When was that stupid controversy? Let me go 2024.
That is correct. He's
That's good.
sewn it up 9-6. We'll just do the last two. So Paul appears as an extra in the wrestling-themed film Ready to Rumble, starring David Arquette.
Ready to Rumble must have come out in 2000, I would think.
That is correct. Yes. So finishes 8-9. We do the final one as a tiebreaker. Not a real tiebreaker, but in 2021, he apologized to China for what?
Recognizing Taiwan as an independent nation, was it?
That's correct. Yes, he referred to Taiwan. Sorry, come on. Oh, you thought it was China with
Joni Lawler.
No.
An interview was dredged up where Cena described Lawler's pedigree as woefully performed.
It was the glorious People's Republic of China. Yes, he called Taiwan a country during a F9 promotional tour.
God, that is
apologize.
So yeah, there we go. John Cena, a career. Very good, very good.
Thank you very much, Joe, for that. That was a very fun quiz.
I like it.
Let's jump over to the TV reviews for the week. Good week of AEW TV, I felt.
Very
good. Very good.
The first part of winners came from Atlanta, GA. Good crowd this week for Dynamite. Opening up with the Babes of Wrath defeating the Timeless Love Bombs for the inaugural AEW Women's Tag Team Championships.
Yes.
I think despite the woes of this tournament thus far, I thought this was a good ending. Good match, good heat. And I think, as we talked about last week, I think that was the right call. I thought all along they would kind of go for the big stars winning it to kind of legitimize them. I think they went for like a little bit more satisfying, more kind of exciting results. And I thought the Willow and Harley promo afterwards felt quite real and quite spontaneous and very in the moment. It did not feel like a pre-planned wrestling promo, you know. So I like that quite a lot. Yeah, what did you boys make of it?
Yeah, very good. I still feel it's strange that they had the two babyface teams in, but maybe they didn't want Bane and Shafir to lose again. It's big bad heels, but yeah, pretty decent match. And I just like, Willow's so good. She's just tremendous natural babyface, and yeah, she deserves a good spotlight. My only worry is, like, with most championships they come up with, this will now just be forgotten. We'll get a tag match like once a month.
Yeah,
there's just not enough time to feature all of these title belts. It would be impossible unless every single match was for a championship. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Well, let's hope this means fewer chances for Top Flight and who else do we not like seeing on Collision? Move some of them Collision people out. Get some champions on there, or bring back AEW Dark and move some of those Collision matches that you have, which are AEW Dark matches, to Dark.
Yes,
title matches, more title matches than Collision.
We had a couple of
surprising. Just quickly on the result, Tony taking a lot of L's.
Yeah,
towards the end of this year, from a fantasy league point of view, I gotta send Tony Khan a little DM here and say, brother, you're killing me. You're killing me with this Tony Storm run.
Yeah, I wonder what's next for her.
Match in 4 months. Yeah, they're gonna do a tag title rematch at the pay-per-view, maybe.
I would feel. I think that might be because on Collision, just to jump forward a little bit, they were doing. This is a nitpick on a good week of TV. Championship celebration, everyone come out and just once again celebrate being champions, and the love bombs came out to basically, it looked like they were getting ready to challenge them before Monday came out to set up the Manchester match. So I would say after the Manchester match, we will probably have a face-off where they will redo that match. Again, World's End kind of being sold as the C2 finale pay-per-view more than anything else. So I think we're getting some fairly lukewarm non-C2 stuff on that show. So I would say a rematch is probably in order.
Or maybe they'll have a match including Bane and Shafir and
a multi-person thing. Yeah,
something like that.
We had a very quick Joe promo setting up the main event. Also a very quick Death Riders promo. Got the first outing of Jungle Jack Perry in the C2, stepping in for Darby, taking the Rainmaker. I thought this match was good, and I thought Jungle Jack acquitted himself quite well. To be fair, I liked this match.
Well, I could wrestle it harder. So
you're not wrong. I mean, that is fair.
Fine, it was a okay match. Actually,
it was good.
I just he's coming out to the old music. He's basically Jungle Boy again. Like, it's so lame. It's so lame.
They're trying to pass it off as like this new, like he's still called Jack Perry, and they're trying to as this progression. But like, yeah, he's got the song and he's got that weird knife. He comes out with a knife. Like he looks like he's a little action figure man coming out with his accessories. I mean, it's a complete regression, but
he's like Skinner in WWF, not Simpsons. He's like a little Crocodile Dundee.
Yeah.
All right, I thought you said we were having Darby Allin matches tonight. Oh no, I said Jack Perry matches.
And you say Jack Perry, even though this is clearly Darby Allin.
This is where we had the Don Callis family getting involved, trying to recruit Jack, teasing him with the bag. Again, this $1 million that's on the line. This is the same bag of money that's been floating around since the last pay-per-view. So that's why they're having another match for it. Ended up in a big schmoz, and they set up that 6-man. So there you go. Let me see here. More promos. Good Kingston promo. Talking about wanting to win on the 50th anniversary of Terry Funk winning the World Championship, which was such an Eddie thing to say. I loved it.
That was a great promo. I really enjoyed that.
It was really good. Look, Eddie feels like the wheels are spinning again on Eddie, which is good.
Especially in the era where it seems people, there are so many title changes, so many titles and stuff. Someone being like, "This could be my last ever world title match." It's like, oh yeah, you know what? He's not lying. Like it could be. Like I actually believe that, and so it really did help sell
it. So we had Mark Briscoe confronted by Daniel Garcia, setting up the Collision match. What else we got here? We had the Tornado Tag match. Hangman and Swerve defeating Hobbs and Shibata. This is a good match. First of all, I enjoyed it. They did a little mini Stadium Stampede thing where, or Anarchy in the Arena, where Swerve's new song was playing for like the first 5 minutes, brawling all over the building. They did the old concession stand brawling. Yeah. Here's a nitpick for you, right? I could have sworn, right, that throughout the history of this company, the Tornado Tag match has also been no DQ.
It's been no DQ, yeah.
And then they were constantly saying the whole way through this match that obviously they're using weapons and they're brawling, but they haven't gotten in the ring yet, and that's why it's not a disqualification. I was like, that's not right, is it? Yeah, then they got back in the ring, and the bell rang, and then they started saying, okay, now it's normal rules. And then I think at one point, I can't remember what happened. I feel like at one point, Shivani then said anything goes, of course, in this one. and nobody corrected him. And then towards the end of the finish, they did put someone through a table right in front of the referee, which wasn't a DQ, and then they just did the finish. So I don't know what was going on. This was still fun regardless, but I feel like there was a lot of crossed wires as to what this stipulation means. But whatever, they had a fun brawl, and you know, your hanger swerve team got to shine. I'm
just looking up an example here, see if there's a precedent. The very, very famous AEW Tornado Tag Team match here. It was also Sting's retirement match. Darby Allin versus the Young Bucks. I think they used a few weapons in that one. I do think that a tornado tag should mean you don't have to tag in or out. I don't necessarily think it should be a no DQ match as well. You can have a tornado street fight or whatever. Mm-hmm. But they had, as you say, they've set this precedent of tornado matches being no DQ. So for them to suddenly go, oh, hang on a second, don't do that, is what caught me as strange when I was watching it as well.
I had a couple more video promos here. Don Callis sets up the money match. Big Stoke sets up the Manchester title match for FTR. We got the 5.25-star match. Speedball Mike Bailey versus Kyle Fletcher. Ooh, mama, what a match this was. This was spectacular. This was one of the better matches of the year. This was just letting Bailey do what he does best, have an all-out mad, all-action Bailey match. And of course, we know the deal with Fletcher. He is one of the best in the world at the moment. Just great near falls. Oh my God, just really, really top-notch stuff, setting up the Bailey upset, which was fantastic. So they've had a lot of fun upsets, and it really feels like everyone's coming out of this tournament with their stock raised, which is great.
Yeah, for sure.
Really good. God, Fletcher. He's I think he's the main man at the moment.
Yeah.
MVP this year.
What a run. I mean, I'm feeling like, you know, is the lineage of is the next run of champions in this company possibly like Swerve, then Fletcher, and then Ospreay? Some people might argue too late. Takes it off Fletcher to kind of keep their story going. It almost feels like it's closer to Fletcher times than anyone else's. I'm curious, you know, and look, AEW tends to slow burn those things, so maybe because we're saying it now, maybe it'll be like 2 Wembleys
2027, yeah,
maybe thinking. You know,
it should have been Ospreay last year.
Well, this is the thing, yeah. I feel like people
and
are
it should
like
be Fletcher this year. So Tony's always 2 years behind schedule, but anyway.
It's funny because Fletcher to me feels a lot like Swerve did the year before he won the title for the first time. In terms of where his character is obviously I think Fletcher's in-ring is very good. I'm just thinking, like, you know, the Swerve Stricklands we have today, what's Kyle Fletcher's equivalent in 2 years' time? What does that final form of Kyle Fletcher look like? Yeah, I mean, the ceiling on him is extremely high. Like I said, I would be shocked if he isn't a first round fantasy league draft pick come the end of the month.
You see?
And the match itself was absolutely banging. I mean, I think this was equally, though, a Speedball coming out party. As much as Fletcher was very good. Speedball, I think, gets a bad rep from a lot of people because he wears no shoes and he does little kickies.
See, I like that stuff, but I think it does mark you out as a bit of a mid-card gimmick type guy, you know what I mean? When you've got so much going on, it's like I'm a big-time wrestler. It's like I'm a bit of a gimmick kind of guy. But I think he is more than that. He is so good. Like, you know, all that time he was wasting in TNA, I mean, good God. Why wasn't he in a real company instead of...
Well, I mean, we obviously, Barry and myself, know Speedball going back to seeing him in Dublin in the 2017s and so on.
So, yeah, so why wasn't he in, like...
Because he was a nutty boy going through customs. He told some
I forgot about it.
When did that expire? That was
20. I feel like that was during COVID. He was able to go back, wasn't it?
Oh, okay, yeah, he got a long ban. Wasn't it like 5 years?
It was 5 years. Yeah. And he
they don't fuck around.
And then he TNA got him, which was a
You now get the same ban if you post a meme of Trump. So
yeah.
Be careful, lads.
If you've got like a letterbox posting of like the most recent South Park episode, they don't let you in anymore. We had the Bucks confirming Kenny as their man for the Manchester match. So there you go. Hangman said he wanted the winner of Joe versus Eddie.
Luchasaurus who picked him, actually.
Oh,
him your partner.
Great segment, lads. Well done. Whoever's idea that was, good stuff. Well done on that one. And then the main event, Samoa Joe did defeat Eddie Kingston, which was a really good match. Eddie's best since he's been back. Felt like a good quality TV main event. Obviously not on the level of a Bailey Fletcher, but a different type of match, you know.
Yeah.
Did very well, and just Joe beat him pretty much straight up, as he probably should, a guy like Kingston, you know. Did you watch the Danielson thing on YouTube afterwards? Where Danielson,
I did.
That was good. That was nice. Made you believe they actually will kind of like do something with Eddie closer as time ticks on, you know.
Yeah, world championship run. Come on, don't be cowards.
And that was Dynamite. Good episode of Dynamite.
Yes, very good, very good.
Collige was also a good show.
I watched at not 9:30 when it aired live.
Yeah,
20 minutes later because the basketball overran. The whole overtime. So I was sitting there watching, I guess, college basketball. Have sad to report that basketball is also one of those sports where they play for like 10 seconds and then stop and stand around for
an American
5
sport,
minutes talking to the manager.
Yeah.
It is so hard to watch. Just nothing happening for minutes at a time, and then they play again for 10 seconds and then stop. Again, it was the end of overtime. They were trying to manage the game, but it was internal. And then Collision started, and this is the thing. I pay for Triller TV for the pleasure of watching AEW live. Triller stream still at 1 a.m., even though it was airing on TNT.
Nice.
9:30 our time, so booted up the old watch wrestling gimmick. Perfect stream. Didn't even buffer once. Watched the entire Collision. I pay for it. Fuck you. I can do that.
Yeah.
Good show.
So Collision,
good crowd.
Good crowd, yeah. Not too much to talk about on Collision. A fairly standard, but a good episode of Collision. Swerve defeated John Alexander in a fun outing.
Swerve very over.
It
was the first match as well, but they're always, Swerve's great. I would love to just see, if Ospreay's not going to be back next year in time, I think Swerve needs this long title reign. Just a long time. I've been thinking about this, thinking in the context of who's going to beat Joe. I don't know if AEW's ever had a good world title reign. I know that's a bit of a hot take, but you look through their reigns and it's like, okay, this one was pandemic era. You know, you had the MJF reign where it was all the brochacho stuff. You had I don't know, the Hangman reign we just had was kind of like rubbish. It's just like, I just want someone to get that belt and just defend it in the main events and have great matches and just have a really good world title run. I think
Omega might be the closest, maybe.
Omega's probably the best one, but again, that was coming out of the pandemic, wasn't it?
No, it was before.
Just after. It was 2021, wasn't it? So it was just kind of after the when Cross was back. Yeah, Omega's probably the best, but even then, they always have these things where it's like, do you remember when Danielson defended against Jungle Boy? That was his only title defense.
Yeah,
and then you had everyone seems to wrestle like Christian or Orange Cassidy in pay-per-view match. I'm just like, give us Swerve versus Ospreay, Fletcher, Okada to get I just want big matches.
Yeah.
That's my wish for next year. We probably won't get it, but that's the one.
Look forward to that.
Swerve is the man.
First Swerve title defense against a hologram. In the main event of All In.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great.
Swerve won. Defeating Alexander. Good showing for the two of them. Swerve also wanted the World Championship, which kind of unceremoniously later they just confirmed would be a 3-way, which is a schnoo for me. But again, World's End is the C2 show more or less. Statlander and Jamie Hayter defeated the Sisters of Sin. Not much to it,
Solid, yeah,
solid enough. As far as the sisters matches goes, this one wasn't.
Well, they didn't have Julia try moonsault, so
no.
50% of the badness was removed.
They had Tekla come out and do the distraction. Tekla did her entrance and the baby faces were distracted. Then after the match, they panned and Tekla was then up in the stands for some reason, looking down like Batman. I don't know what that was about.
Doing laps of the stadium.
Yeah, and so obviously, as they'd already alluded to, they did a promo backstage where it was like, oh, Jamie Hayter obviously wants a title shot, so she's getting one. So Stat versus Jamie at World's End. That should be pretty good.
So what's that mean for Tekla then? I assume Tekla was going to be involved, but they're doing a triple threat for the men's title already. I doubt they'll do one for them.
Yeah, Tekla's just a mid-card heel, it seems like.
I think she maybe gets the winner of that match. We've got Maximum Carnage. That's the next kind of big event TV thing in a few weeks or in Jan. So yeah, I can see Tekla as the next challenger to start.
Yeah.
We after that and after the promo, then we did have the Claudio versus Takeshita match, which can I just shock you?
Was very interesting.
Was brilliant. Yeah. Yes, it was. Yeah. So I was really impressed thus far that they hadn't done any draws yet, even though some very interesting results and they've stuck to their guns. And I thought they saved their first draw for probably, again, politically the best time to do it. What with both men in this match being the world champions of two of your partner promotions. Claudio recently winning the CMLL title, Takeshita obviously the IWGP champion, and heading over to the Tokyo Dome very soon for their biggest show of the year. So they had a banging match, just 20 minutes of hard-hitting action, just two big hosses flying all over. Two extremely agile hosses as well. I mean, just so like deceptively so. Top-notch stuff, ended in a draw. Didn't feel like a bad draw either. It felt like you got like non-stop action for 20 minutes and they just couldn't determine a winner. Throwing digs after the bell and the crowd like, yeah, fucking let's go. Keep going. It was great. The whole thing was great. Yeah. And it was after this match where I was like, I feel like this is the best C2 in terms of in-ring that they've had so far. And obviously it's only half over. Last year's one was like good, lots of really good stuff on TV, but I feel like to hit that upper echelon until the finals, like World's End last year. This one, I mean, we are just like Takeshita and
we used Takeshita Ospreay in the
but broadly, I get broadly, it was really good last year, but I feel like it went to that next level at the pay-per-view. This one though, you've got like you had Mox Claudio, Mox Takeshita, like everything Pac has done thus far has been great. Darby Kevin Knight is probably not going to be in like the bigger conversation of the best matches from this one, but that one was great. I mean, Kyle Fletcher firing on all cylinders. This one has been just top notch. Bailey and Kevin Knight kind of did their little we're baby faces and we're going to do battle promo. Babes, as mentioned in the Dynamite review, Babes of Wrath came out to celebrate the title. It ended up in the old promo battle royal, everyone coming out to challenge.
Celebrate the title just means stand around.
So wait for someone to come out to interrupt you. It wouldn't be up there with the all-time great Tony Storm segments,
champagne flutes or anything.
Didn't have it. It was it was very lazy. This whole thing was very, very lazy. I enjoyed Tony saying she was going to wax Mercedes' arse, which Mercedes looked disgusted by. Yeah, it was great. But so that's set up your 8-woman tag for Manchester, and I don't know. Yeah, I guess it's like a multi-person thing at the pay-per-view. I don't know. What Mercedes has to do with any of that? I don't really know. Is she going to get a partner? I don't know.
Yeah.
But who's the odd person out in the multi-woman match? Is it
Marina?
No, because Marina and Megan Bain and Mercedes and who's the other person in it?
Wait, hang on.
Who was it? It's not Athena.
It is Athena. Yeah.
Is it Athena?
Yeah, it's Athena and Monet, Bain, and Shamir.
There's your tag team. Then they've been a tag team before.
Yeah. But again, I think a bunch of losers from the tournament to challenge champions. I don't know. Anyway,
that's all their tag teams.
That is everyone, to be fair.
It does take Mercedes away from defending the actual belt that she has.
Yes. Yeah. Ricochet announced for the Dynamite Diamond Battle Royale. Plus Anthony Bowens, Brody King, Shelton Benjamin, Mark Davis. And I mean, because this is the Battle Royal is like a normal Battle Royal and not a casino Battle Royal, I guess they're just going to have MJF just come out at the beginning of it. He'll be like the last guy to come out.
Yeah.
But you can't do the casino gauntlet thing where like his music hits in the middle of the match,
Nah.
I mean, they've done some battle royals where, remember they used to do like the Joker set, they have to set of cards. Here's all the space, here's all the clubs. And then the Joker would come out.
Quickly abandoned that one because it was shit.
Yeah.
And
don't forget the Joker. We got Speedball defeating Kevin Knight. Another really good match here.
Very good.
Just two baby faces, two super athletic baby faces going hard at it. Yeah, good stuff.
Good stuff indeed.
We got like Kyle Fletcher, Pac, promo battle of sorts.
Okay, that'll be good. Pac, stood outside. I'll be honest, I couldn't understand the word Pac was saying here, so I don't know how the Americans must struggle with it.
Why, I'm man.
He's just very he's a bit marble mouthed in this promo. Oh, we're the public child, yeah, bunny lad.
And that took us then to our main event, which was Mark Briscoe retaining the TNT title over Daniel Garcia.
Fine.
A good match.
Yeah, it was good.
A good match. Again, not on the level of your great C2 matches, but a solid collision main event.
Garcia, he went out telling a 3-year-old to fuck off.
Yeah, why that was great. Just they went to break. That was great.
Yeah, that was quite fun.
Yeah, very solid edition of Collision this week. And that was AEW TV again. Very little rubbish this week.
Solid.
We've had a little bit of a C2 divide where the nonsense has been very ropey, but this week it was solid. Alrighty, let's talk some non-wrestling for a bit. Who's seen a movie they want to talk about this week?
Just one for me.
Go on.
New release, Wicked for Good. The sequel to Wicked. Is it just called Wicked or is it Wicked Part 1? I don't remember.
Just Wicked.
It's just Wicked, yeah, that first one.
On screen is Wicked Part 1, apparently. So it's Part 2. The Wizard of Oz prequel of sorts. Picks up where the last one left off. I quite liked the first Wicked. I don't remember if you guys
I never saw it, no.
A surprisingly fun time, I would say. I enjoyed it quite a bit. It's very lighthearted, nice and colourful, good tunes, good performances. You could do worse than stick Wicked on. Wicked for Good, little bit of, not quite as bad, but a little bit of It Chapter 1 and It Chapter 2, where it doesn't quite do the stuff that the first one did so well.
Right.
It has a different take to it. Also, so where to start with this one? Okay, so first of all, it's the kind of tonally, it's not as fun as the first one. The first one's kind of, I think there's a slight time jump. So it does start with them, Ariana Grande and Erivo's characters in like going to school and learning how to be witches and that. And so you've got a lot of that kind of teen school days nostalgia vibes going on, as well as these fun songs and fun. They go meet the wizard. This one is a lot more, okay, now we have to just kind of not only tell the rest of the story, but lo and behold, we also have to now set up everything that happens in Wizard of Oz. Everything that happens in Wizard of Oz is laboriously set up here.
Yeah.
Did you ever think, how did Dorothy's house end up in that tornado? Well, now
no.
You know. Did you ever wonder, how did those red shoes come to be on that witch's feet? Now you know. Did you ever think, did you ever think, what was the Scarecrow's origin story? Now you know. So I mean, too much of the film is spent setting up every little aspect of Wizard of Oz. Questions you never wanted to know the answers to. Now it has that Star Wars itis,
right?
To the nth degree. I think I've never seen anything as much as Wicked does in terms of every little. Oh, here's why the lion was so cowardly. Don't worry about it. He's a cowardly lion. This is a gimmick. We don't need to see. We don't need everything explained. So it does tons of that. Also, I don't remember her being bad in the first one necessarily, but Michelle Yeoh, who's typically a fine actor,
Yes.
Yeah.
Oscar winning, is so bad at this. It's Sofia Coppola in Godfather 3 levels of like, what is she doing? So there's an opening song, and it's professional singers,
Right.
singing about being in Oz, singing about being having fun. And then you have Michelle Yeoh, da, 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 I'm singing, I'm not a good singer. Da. And then it goes back to professional singers again. You're like, oh, was the auto-tune machine not working then? And then throughout the movie, she's like delivering her lines like she doesn't like speak English. And like she's seen the lines for the first time. Oh, what's she doing? I've seen her act well in movies. She can do it. I don't know whether it was the direction she was given. Say this line like this, or your characters, but it's just like terrible. I mean, the leads are good as always. That was one of the strengths of the first movie, was the Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande characters and their chemistry. They have a lot of chemistry, despite being very, very odd in their promotional work for the movies. On screen, they have like really, really great chemistry and kind of work off each other really well. And yeah, I mean, I think it's perfectly watchable. Like I say, the Michelle Yeoh performance is kind of distractingly bad, and the film, especially in the second half, seems more concerned with setting up a movie from legitimately 100 years ago than it does with telling its own story in a meaningful way. So in the first movie, one of the main plot points is that like Oz has these talking animals, which of course, because the lion from Wizard of Oz, right, has these talking animals. One of them is played by Peter Dinklage, and the wizard is forbidding the talking animals. Like there's kind of an adage of their freedoms are being taken away, they're being oppressed, right? So in this movie, the animals all like leave Oz because of the badness that's going on, and then that storyline is just quietly dropped for an hour and a half, and then at the end, when things are resolved, the animals came back. And Peter Dinklage's character comes. He's like a teacher at school. He comes back into his classroom, looks around, and you think he's going to do the Chewie, we're home line. But instead his character says nothing because they didn't want to get Dinklage back in just to do a line or two. It's kind of paying him that kind of money. So the character doesn't say anything. And so, yeah, not as good as the first one. The songs aren't as good. Once you get Defying Gravity out of the way, that's kind of the main one.
Yeah.
In part one. They do kind of reprise it throughout the movie, but that's the main one. Songs are still good. Not quite as fun. Not quite as lighthearted. Bad performance. Too much time spent setting yourself up. So it's a little bit of a mixed bag, but it's still watchable. It's not quite as long as the first one either, which kind of helps as well. And then you have my favorite thing in any movie is Jeff Goldblum going, yes, wizard, yeah, ooh, very wizardy. So he continues to do that as well. Yeah, so Wicked for good. I don't think I have too much else to report on it. It's okay.
Alrighty. I gotta get around to watching that first one at some point.
The first one is good fun.
Yeah. I watched one Christmas movie this week. I watched The Family Stone. One I had not seen before because we fall into the habit, we'll watch all the old reliables. But I said I'd branch out. I was kind of Googling around. I was like, all right, let me see what else we got out there. Good cast, Diane Keaton, Sarah Jessica Parker, Rachel McAdams, Dermot Mulrooney, Claire Danes, Luke Wilson, so on and so forth. Fairly eclectic cast. It's basically about this kind of like Mulrooney's character brings Sarah Jessica Parker to his family Christmas for the year. They are, a relatively new couple. The family kind of has had limited exchanges with her and doesn't like her, and you kind of go from there, right? That's kind of the premise. I found it to be a completely miserable film, devoid of almost any redeeming qualities at all. I hated it. It was like, what if the Christmas episode of The Bear had like none of the craftsmanship to it, but all the annoying unpleasantness of like family Christmas, which that episode does so well. It's like Jessica Parker's character is supposed to be like this, like, you know, snippy, snooty bitch that they don't like. And I guess she is, but also the family is completely bizarre and unlikable as well. So you're just like, I'm not rooting for anyone. I'm not finding charm in any situations. Really unpleasant. Crap. Really, really, really crap. So that one is going in the old bin. Won't be watched next year. Rubbish. Absolutely rubbish.
It's hard to, it's not like a deep film. Like you could understand it if it was kind of, there was some kind of deeper, like, I don't know, themes to it, but it's very sort of surface level, but then also very unlikable one.
Very unlikable, very nasty. It's also like halfway through, then like they tell you, spoilers, that Diane Keaton's character like has cancer and it is like dying, and it turns into like a really heavy kind of. But then also they're doing hijinks where Sarah Jessica Parker got too freaking drunk, and it's like, oh man, this feels like they realized it was shit and someone tried to like save it in the edit and turn it back into a Christmas romp. Rubbish, absolutely rubbish. Anyway, and that was all I watched this week. So very limited film watching this week.
That was Jingle Smells, by the way.
Oh, Jingle Smells is one of the worst movies I've ever watched on stream, and I exclusively watch shit on stream. Jingle Smells is, for those of you who don't know, it is I watched it on Tubi. So there's a hallmark quality. It's a movie about I don't know, I got bored and started playing video games halfway through it. I put it in a little window, and I had like a Balatro window just over it. It's about James Storm. Yes, that James Storm of TNA fame plays kind of like an action movie star. Like he's in superhero movies, and he gets cancelled, right? And the movie opens with like a news broadcast, and they're like, James, the character's name is Mason Stone, I think. Mason Stone is in hot water after these very offensive comments, and they play the comments, and he says like, God bless the troops or something. And in the universe of this film, that gets him like cancelled because you can't say God bless the troops. That's the type of movie it is. It's one of those movies. Sean Hannity is in it as himself. He plays himself, like reporting on the news of this cancellation. And basically
like a Daily Wire movie or something.
So it's actually not, but a lot of the people in, like, the main character has been in some of those movies. So it's the same basic basic thing. Basically the main character who has been in one of those Daily Wire movies, he plays a bin man who on a job finds a load of action figures for the James Storm character's forthcoming movie that got cancelled because he got cancelled, and he's like, oh, I can do a little scheme here, and I can give these out, or I can do this. He plans to originally sell them to a toy collector who is played by Hornswoggle, which is why I was watching it. Is it has two wrestlers in it, so that's why I was watching it. And then instead decides to like save Christmas by giving them out to kids instead of selling them. Is the gist of it. It was unbelievably crap. It was like 90 minutes. I must have checked how long was left. I would say no less than 20 times over the course of watching it. I was like, oh my God, how is this still going? Dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. So I haven't watched any good Christmas films yet. I also didn't watch any good Christmas telly because the South Park finale, which was a Christmas episode, was shit, basically. I didn't really enjoy it at all. Did you see it, Paul?
I did see it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if the quality was massively higher or lower than some of the other episodes this season. Yeah, you know, one or two smirks.
You know, the footage being missing for the baby at the end, I was like, that's all right. That was clever enough, but
it was cute.
They teased Mr. Hanky coming back, and I rolled my eyes, and then it was the critters from that one episode 20 fucking years ago, and then I continued to roll my eyes. I was like, oh God.
I mean, it's an issue when you know, how many episodes have we had this season where it's like Cartman's barely in it.
Yeah.
Kyle's barely in it. What about the whole, I mean, they had the Cartman storyline where he was heavily involved in the whole Christ thing, and then he freed, and then he just disappeared out of the season completely.
Yeah, they obviously thought their overarching narrative of the Peter Thiel thing was super, which of course it wasn't, which was not interesting at all. Peter Thiel and the devil giving birth to the baby. They thought that was the juice for this season, and it wasn't. I mean, so yeah,
definitely too reliant on real life, political figures, comedy.
And as you said, very little of the actual characters doing anything fun.
No, it's. I would say politicians had more screen time than the main characters of South Park.
Yeah, and like I was about to say this season, I suppose the last 2 seasons, like 10 episodes makes up 2 seasons now, I guess. Like the little sparks of like entertainment is like, I like, you'd Randy asking ChatGPT everything, that was kind of funny, and Butters trying to get a Labubu to impress a girl. Like, some of that stuff was fun, but then they just so obviously thought their big grand White House.
I think you can do that for an episode. Is the problem?
Yeah.
Like in the classic days of yore, you would have one episode that make fun of Trump, and then he would come back a season and a half later for an episode.
Yeah.
The fact that they do these serialized seasons now just means that if something doesn't work, it doesn't necessarily work, or even if it does work, it drags on for the whole season. I think the one laugh properly that I got from the episode was JD Vance saying to Trump, "I don't care if I have gentle warts in my butthole. I love you." That made me laugh at least. But otherwise, I mean, look, I said earlier in the season, I'm at a point with South Park where it might just fall off the old rotation, just because it's okay, and that's we're old boys now. Do we need to be given our valuable time to stuff that's like, after I watch it, I just shrug my shoulders and go,
that's so middle of the road. Yeah.
What's never let me down though?
Go on.
What never lets me down? I also watched the season finale of Beavis and Butthead.
And how is that?
Which, baby, if you want to be laughing constantly for 10 minutes, that's the show for you. And it got renewed for another season officially just yesterday. So I mean, if there was a spectrum of, like I say, shows that I'm totally out with and shows that I'm 100% on board with every week, it's like, Beavis and Butthead, turn it on, and it's the stupidest nonsense. So the final episode, Beavis and Butthead, since it came back to Paramount after having aired on MTV back in the good old days, they go back and forth between classic Beavis and Butthead and the new characters, old Beavis and Butthead, where they're like middle-aged, which I prefer to the kids. I like old Beavis and Butthead. I think they're very funny. So the finale was the first appearance of Smart Beavis, Smart Butthead from the Do the Universe movie, where they're like aliens with big brains. So they are sent to Earth. This is the shit that makes me laugh. So maybe I'm a little bit stupid, but they get sent to Earth with a like tracking device, because they've decided that Earth, the normal Earth, is no good and needs to be destroyed and done away with. So they go to a specific location to plant the tracker, and on their way to the tracker, they run into the Tom Anderson character, who is the character who sounds exactly like Hank Hill from King of the Hill. Now you boys ain't gonna do that thing. Yeah. And so he stops them on the way, and they've grabbed some porno mags off the shelf, and they just happen to be walking towards the bathroom because that's where they need to plant the thing. He says, "You boys ain't going to be going in there and spanking your monkeys, all right?" And they're like, we don't know what you're talking about. We don't know what that means. And he teaches them what that means.
Right.
They're coming from a world that's never heard of masturbation at all. And so they go in and do the experiment, and they come out and go, "Yes, the humanoid was right in his hypothesis. Let us plant the device. But first we should run that experiment one more time, just to be sure." And then it has them going in and out the door, and it's like 6 days later. They still haven't done it. And then they go back to their home planet, and they're going to be executed because they didn't plant the thing correctly. And then they teach the planet the thing they learned on Earth, and the whole planet falls apart. Their whole civilization gets destroyed when they learn about this. I mean, there's doing Trump satire and parody, and there's the Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah.
Cleans me out every time. I absolutely love it. So, watch both of those. Enjoyed Beavis and Butthead immensely. Didn't really care about South Park. Haven't watched the latest Pluribus.
Oh, me neither.
I need to get on that.
I like the previous one.
I enjoyed the previous one. Obviously, when Joe catches up, we can maybe talk about the show in a bit more depth. There was an interesting cameo that I got a chuckle out of me.
I think I know who that is based on the quiz this week, actually.
It's well, maybe not.
Okay.
Maybe not. Don't spoil it. Video games. Then, you stayed up for the Game Awards. I saw.
Oh, yeah. And if I wasn't over from the booze last night, staying up to the Game Awards 2 nights ago probably drained more of my life force.
I woke up the day after, checked the news for 30 seconds, and went, nothing for me. So
it was. I don't get annoyed at the Game Awards for for the non-gamers listening. It gets a lot of flack. It's basically the video game Oscars. It's a very lazy shorthand, but that's what it is. Mm-hmm. But it's like a trailer bonanza. It's like this. It's like, imagine if the Super Bowl ads were like 90 minutes of the runtime of the Super Bowl, and people give it flack. And I'm kind of like, whatever. I don't think that doesn't irk me. I think the fucking Oscars are fucking boring as shit if you ever sit down and try and watch that fucking shit. So the fact that they sprinkle trailers in is fine. Yeah. However, watching it this year, you would watch like half-hour trailers, and they were all like, there was so little actual gameplay. It felt like you were just sitting through a half hour at a time of CGI. People with swords fighting monsters. Everything looked like Dark Souls. It was so boring. It was all CG. And then you'd cut back to Jeff Keighley and you go, okay, anyway, and the winner of the best RPG is Clear Obscure, and then the best indie game was Blueprints, and the streamer of the year is Kai-san. Anyway, here's more trailer. Like, they did multiple segments where he didn't even get a presenter on stage. He bashed out like 3 awards in a row. No one coming up on stage to give it out. No one coming up on stage to receive it. And then it was back to more CGI ads. I mean, it was.
So what's the point of it?
It was really, as someone who doesn't usually care about this stuff, I was like, right, this is a bit bad. There was also a shit ton of ads. An article came out like a day before the awards, being very critical of how much money it costs. It was like £1 million to get a trailer on the main show. Also, people, like, if you were nominated, I think you got 2 tickets. Obviously, games are not made by 2 people. If you wanted to have an extra group of people there, you had to just go and buy the same way normal buy tickets, with no artist link or creator link there. So just gouging people left, right and centre. And then there was a shit ton of ads, constant ads for AMD and Amazon, and like just constant ads. I'm like, man, this is a terrible viewing experience. And if you are just there for the reveals, there was nothing. The big grand reveal was that some of the folks who worked on Titanfall, which I love, have split off and made their own studio. And they're showing this trailer, and it's like it's first person shooter, guy riding on a horse, he's shooting a shotgun. I'm like, oh, okay, this looks cool. And they're showing actual gameplay. And then the longer the trailer goes, you realize it's like a hero shoot. It's like an Overwatch. It's playing,
don't have
and you're
enough
like,
of those.
no, it's just like, man, this fucking ain't Titanfall. I'll tell you that much. This ain't
can't wait for that company to go out of business 2 weeks after
2 weeks after that game launches and nobody plays it, And because Keighley introduced it as like, oh, it's this final game has been announced for, and it's coming out soon. Which in a way felt even more silly. It's coming out in January, which it's nice to have a big reveal that actually comes out soon, because 90% of what they showed is 2027. They like, it was so far afield. Felt very cynical that he was like, I have one game that's coming out soon, so I'm going to main event with that. It was it was rubbish. The new Tomb Raider stuff seems cool, but is a ways off. So
New Control looks
new
different.
Control, though. Sorry, yes, the new Control looked very good. That looked really cool.
My highlight was they played the fucking Claire Obscure song. Ooh, baby. Live. Your mouth shredding.
Yeah. You saw a million French people get up and go, oh, thank you.
Oui.
I work hard on making this game. That's my favorite game of the year. So I was happy to see them clean up. But yeah, that's the same old song and dance as always with the Keighley's.
Yes.
So before the awards, I also ran through the categories, and some of this stuff is just so nebulous. It's just kind of like, best action game, and it's like Hades 2 is in the same category as Doom. And I have these are like so again, they're both games that have action in them, but like, what are these criteria? Mario Kart World won best sport game as a yeah, over like Rematch, which was class, and like all the yearly sports games which people don't like anyways. That's fair enough. The weirdest award to me is best family game, right? Because they have like Split Fiction in there, which is like a mature rated.
Literally a game you would play with your family, though.
So this is the thing. So that's fair enough. So I'm like, okay, so it's not family in the play with your kid event. It's just fine. It should be called Local Multiplayer the Award. I think it should be called, right? And it had a good year of nominees. You had Split Fiction, and you had other really really good multiplayer games. Donkey Kong Bonanza won, which has, for anyone who played Mario Odyssey, has one of those modes where you can give a literal toddler a Joy-Con and they can like collect things on the screen with it. That beat like actual multiplayer games like Arc Raiders and Peak and all these other great games that came out this year. Very bizarre. Like the funny thing is, if you do care about the awards, you also you get some very odd results that you care about that. But anyway,
whatever.
In terms of actual playing video games, how is Indiana Jones going for you?
Ooh, still loving it. Beat the Egypt level.
So you're making progress.
I'm now in the Himalayas. Just started. I haven't played the Himalaya level yet, but I've just reached there. So I thought maybe I'm about halfway through. Still want to have it finished by Christmas. So I'll be jumping into Ghost of Yota then. But so far, so good. The Egypt level was really cool. Lots of good little raiding in there. So yeah, still loving it. Don't have any more feedback than last week. It's a great looking game, very fun to play. Cutscenes are all great. Still doing all the little side missions as I come across them. So yeah, still very much enjoying it.
Yeah, super game. Yeah, I'm still kind of playing the same stuff I talked about last week. Donkey Kong, and trying to wrap up stuff that's been dragging on for a while. So I want to finish Silent Hill F fairly soon. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for this week's show. Thank you very much for listening, pals. We will be back next. So how many episodes do we have left next week? Next week will probably be our last, right? I would say. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
We'll take the old CSP hiatus. So
we got the draft. When are we doing the draft?
Last year we did the draft as its own
episode
loading.
Yeah.
We just record it whenever and we put it up whenever.
Can we do that?
I mean, I was looking at the calendar because the first show of the year will be the Collision on January 3rd.
Okay.
Because 31st of December is a Wednesday, so Dynamite is literally on the last day.
Yeah. So we kind of could do it on the first, second.
Okay.
If we want to, whenever we want. Yeah.
Before the first.
We can decide that. So this time of year where we have all of our specials, we have the draft we need to do.
Draft, awards
and predictions.
Oh, Lord help me. Oh my God. I'll dig up the predictions.
Lord. So we'll obviously have a little week or two off.
Yeah.
As we always do around Christmas. We might have one more normal one. I don't know. We'll decide amongst ourselves.
Yeah. We'll let you know.
Keep an eye on the feed.
Keep an eye on the feed, and we'll certainly be doing. I think we'll probably do another regular one.
The artwork's great.
This just came to me, and I was like, I said it to the lads before the show. I was like, I haven't made any jokes yet, but I just decided this came to me in a vision, and I was like, I need to make it. So we'll be back next week talking more C2 action. Me and Joe will have the live Mank AEW report, plus more Christmas films and Christmas news and festive fun. ChairShot Podcast. Oh, fuck. I got an email. Fuck. I forgot to read it. Son of a bitch.
Quick, read the email. Quick.
Okay. I'll pull up this email here because you know what? I so rarely get them. And then I always, I knew I was going to do that. I said it to myself a million times. Like, you better read that fucking email. I'm going to read it right fucking now. Just because I'm like, Oh, Barry, you fucking idiot. Okay, ChairShotPodcast.com is what I was about to say. Like, go there and read us an email. Then it just hit me. It's like, well, you didn't read the fucking last one you got, you rude bastard. Let me, how do I find it here in my inbox? It was... Okay, I have an email here from Nick. Thank you very much, Nick, for reading. Jesus Christ, this is why, guys. People are gonna be like, I'm not sending this fucking guy an email. He forgets to read it, and then he can't read. Idiot. My God, I'll try this again. All right. Nick says, "Hi lads, it's been a couple of years. I always think about an email when I am out and about listening to the pod, and then I get home and forget. However, this time I remembered, Nick, I will not criticize you for forgetting things, buddy. Just a few thoughts for discussion. I thought the first half of the year was a bit weak for AEW, and it was a bit of a chore to watch. And I had the phone out, but once All in Texas arrived, they have it on fire. Not sure I would have taken the belt off Hangman so quickly, but otherwise it's been great. Anyone who thinks that the WWE show with the double cage was better than Blood and Guts is crazy. Absolutely agree. Speaking of the E, I watch it all on Netflix as I live in the land of Oz. I watched WrestleMania, which was okay. SummerSlam not as good, and did not even finish WrestlePalooza. It was so poor. I did watch Survivor Series, and as above, it was not good. It's all interests in the actual match is over in a flash. Punk did the blade, but it did not last long. How anyone watches this up for 4 or 5 hours a week is beyond me. Anyway, on to other things. My top five, my 3 5-star movies this year are Nosferatu, which I still haven't seen. I'm Still Here, the Brazilian film, and Frankenstein. Honorable mentions to One Battle After Another and Begonia. Oh yeah, we're gonna have to. Yeah, so we'll be doing our films on one of these shows over this seasonal period. We're going to do. Best TV this year for me are Andor, Alien Earth, although it drops off as it went along, Pluribus, if it sticks to landing, and Slow Horses, which comes along once a year and stands out amongst the rest. I really got to get to Slow Horses. That has been so thoroughly recommended to me over the years. I really need to get to it. Thanks for the pods. I enjoy your banter each week. Have a great Christmas, and may the orange chat in the USA drop off the perch ASAP. Oh, dear. Nick, thank you very much for your email. I'm glad I remembered to read it here. I beat the buzzer. ChairShotPodcast.com. If any of you folks want to send us an email, it's also where you can go to check out the spreadsheets for the Fantasy League and all the other stuff in real time. Paul does a great job maintaining that one. So, with all that said, it's goodbye from me. It's goodbye from Joe.
Goodbye.
It's goodbye from Paul.
Goodbye.